record your message. When you have finished...
Hi, Joan. It's Cecilia. I just need to let you know of a couple things that have been on my mind for quite a long time as to why I'm no longer working at Little Joe's. Honestly, the way that I'm feeling is that neither you or Mike know how to treat your employees in general, honestly, or how to run your business properly. You both constantly contradict yourselves, and, 1 minute one of you would be telling me to do something, and I'd be doing what you asked, and then all of a sudden you'd start screaming at me to do something else that you had in mind, as if I was supposed to know what you were thinking. And honestly, one thing that you probably should know, whether you own a business or you're just a human being in general, is how to treat people. If you treat your employees respectfully, they're going to like you and they're going to want to do what you ask, and it'll show to customers, as opposed to treating them like shit and them being miserable and literally quitting on you every other day as to why you have to keep getting new employees. And another really big issue is to the fact of when sexual harassment, stealing, lying, and all over dishonesty, even when you knew it was to your face in an employee, action should be taken to that. It shouldn't just be, oh, don't speak to him, which obviously wasn't going to work, being as we worked together. Obviously, there was going to have to be conversation somewhere along the way. And if I had decided to take that as some, if I had taken that farther than, to pressing charges, he wouldn't have been the only one in trouble. It also would have been the place of employment. And truthfully, I don't know how you could have thought that us just not speaking would have worked, and I honestly don't think Tom would have ever stood for the things that go on. That's why he had Tony and Sal there. Even though they were assholes, they got shit done, and they were not the least bit disrespectful. And honestly, I don't know how you could possibly even let all this shit go on, but I guess it's because you don't know how to run your business. And as for your husband being racist, homophobic, and sexist, I don't know if you're that way also, but it's 2008, and you really need to fucking stop that shit, because it's really going to turn into a legal issue eventually. And, you missed out on a lot of good employees that could have been working for you, and you also lost a lot of great ones because of that. And all you guys do is talk shit. It's actually really strange. I've never seen anything like that in my entire life from grown adults. And not to mention, you're both completely bipolar. It's one of the weirdest things I've ever seen in my life. Ask someone to do something, 5 seconds later start screaming at them for things that were not even the little bit of their fault. And, I don't know if you were there for this, but I took a $200 catering order and was told to get sent home that day because I had come in an hour early, and somehow along the way I almost got in trouble for that. And they had ordered ice. If we didn't have bags to put ice in, you should have told them we weren't selling ice. However, Mike took the order and neither of you were there. Roy started putting it in a garbage bag. I'm sorry, but if I had ordered $200 worth of food from a restaurant, I would not have accepted ice in a garbage bag. So I went next door and bought a $2 bag of ice from the drive-thru. Really isn't that big of an issue. It's $2. And when I confronted your husband about it, he refused to pay, and the $2 had to come out of my pocket for your business. That's disgusting. It's despicable. I can't even believe that you're too cheap for $2.
30 seconds.
I can't even believe that. And honestly, when I had to leave 2 times early with legitimate reasons for picking my friend up from a train station or the airport, and as for Paul, who would leave early every single night because of hookah bars and parties, he never once get yelled at. You talk about equality at your restaurant and how everyone needs to help and clean, but that fucking kid gets to leave early every night. That's not the least bit of justice or equality at all. And he gets paid $9 to jerk his dick around, so I really think you should be looking into that. Some reason he thinks he's my boss telling me what to do, which I've confronted both of you about, but neither of you have spoken to him about. And honestly, you shouldn't have taken over a business if you don't know how to run it, is the way that I'm feeling, because it's a little sickening that I'm 18 years old and I know this better than you do. And your husband talking shit about me to an employee when I heard him saying that I think I'm a counter person. Meanwhile, both of you will tell me to get to my station, yelling at me about it, when that's not my job. I was hired as a delivery person. I don't know if you know, but before you took over the fucking business, everyone had a job. You only created chaos and made it 100 times worse than it had started off as. Everything was in order. No reason for you to just fuck things up. You should have left it the way it was. And honestly, you started yelling at Jeff in front of customers, calling him in La La Land, calling him retarded. How do you think customers viewed that? Let alone you lost one of your really strong-headed and good employees because of that, and I don't blame him. I would have started yelling back, and because he spoke back to you, because he's a human being and doesn't want to be treated that way, he no longer wanted to work for you. So that's pretty interesting. And I'm letting you know, honestly, you need to stop the shit. Like, you really need to start treating people with respect before you end up wondering why your business hit rock bottom. Everyone in the fucking town knows that you guys make no money. Like, it's literally really embarrassing, honestly. Honestly, I would really just cut the shit if I was you, and you honestly both should be humiliated and disgusted by yourselves that you let such dishonest things go on. You do nothing but talk shit about everyone, customers even, and people that are the best customers that order so much food